Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenny. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people. And Doug has now taken over the whole channel, and he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
Well, I'm retired, and I keep contact with colleagues. I keep contact with my friends, with old classmates. I get together. We have lunch or breakfast if they're in the vicinity. Now with the technology, with Zoom and FaceTime, we're right there. I do that, and I don't let any grass or grow under my feet, Doug. It's imperative to get up in the morning and shave and dress and get on and keep on with life. I was out this morning. I had breakfast with a good friend of mine. Yesterday I had breakfast. I drove to Long Island, had breakfast with another good friend, and on the way home another friend called and asked if I was available for coffee in the afternoon. So we met, had an hour and a half conversation over a cup of coffee and a Danish. So it's important to keep our friendships alive.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you're doing that, and I agree. You know, if we treated others good every day as if it were our last, the world would be a better place.
Yes, it really would. You know, we wouldn't have the arguments with our families and our colleagues and our friends. We'd work together, we'd cooperate with each other, and we'd find a way to make whatever project we're working on go smoothly and successfully, and the same with friendships.
Yeah, for sure. You were talking earlier about being a prankster when you were younger.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to hear a good prank that I saw when I was in school?
Oh, I'd love to.
You know how seniors pull those pranks on their teachers every year, or their principals,
Yes.
There was one year, I was in sophomore year at the time, but the prank that the seniors pulled against our principal was we had him in his office have to deal with 3 pigs in his office while he was working.
Oh, goodness.
And what we did was when we put the 3 pigs in his office, we told him that he was not allowed to leave the office until whenever someone came to unlock the door. So so he spent all day with the pigs, but nobody came for him. And by the time it was like 11 o'clock at night, he eventually called one of our seniors, and he revealed that the door had never been locked the entire time he was there.
That's wonderful.
So he could have left immediately, but he...
Yeah. Oh, it's marvelous. Yeah, they're harmless pranks, and they're wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
It helps us get through some difficult times.
as they say, laughter is the best medicine.
That's very true, isn't it? Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Did you have any good pranks you pulled when you were younger?
Well, I had three sisters, and have three sisters, but when we were young, one older and two younger, I got great joy out of scaring them. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
And we lived in a big old house in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, and there was lots of opportunities to scare my little sisters. It was harmless pranks, but and they got back at me over the years. So it was great fun, and we're good friends in spite of it all.
Yeah. The best prank I ever pulled was against my older brother.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, what happened was when I was 10, 12 years old, somewhere in there, he went out with a friend for the day, didn't invite me to come along despite me asking him to. So I was at home all day, so what I did was I spent the entire 8 hours just working out, doing exercises nonstop, and then an hour before he was scheduled to come home, my shirt was soaked with sweat. And so I grabbed a glass of water and filled it slightly, and then I wrung my shirt and got all the sweat into the cup of water. And then he came home and asked for a glass of water, so I gave him that, and he drank. Yep, he drank it, spat it out, and was like, "What the F is this?" And I was like, "Bro, it's just water." And he was like, "But it tastes salty." And then he looked at my shirt and was like, "You did not." And I was like, "Yep, it's my sweat."
The joy of brothers.
Yeah. He was mad for a while afterwards, but he got over it within the night.
Of course. Yes, of course he did. Oh, that's wonderful.
You wouldn't get away with that today, though, during COVID times.
Oh, gosh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, things have changed a little bit. But, no, it's still good to be normal and to think for ourselves and just carry on.
Yeah. So, how can your journey impact millions of people?
Ooh, would you be kind enough to repeat that question?
How can your journey impact millions of people knowing what you experienced?
Well, I don't actually know how to answer that question, because people are all individuals and we do what we want to do. And if anyone gets a message of encouragement out of anything, any of the talks I've given groups of people or anything they've read, put forward, if anything helps them reconsider their actions, they try to be better husbands, better sons, better daughters, better colleagues, then it's on the plus side of the ledger. But my intent is not to improve the world. Nobody cares about me but myself, and the governor of New York is not calling me for my opinions on things, because it's a full-time job for me to take care of myself, to try to think clearly, to not let my emotions affect my decisions, be courteous and considerate of my friends. Yet that doesn't mean we're a doormat and let people walk all over us. It just means we're trying to be normal people. And if one person finds any good out of that and tries to improve themselves, then it's been a success.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, where can people find you?
Well, I've got a speaker's website, which people can go to if they wish. It's the website is Ronningen keynotes.com. My whole last name, keynotes.com. RONNINGEN keynotes.com. And and they can there's a contact tab, and they can read a little about me and see some of the photographs of that day. And I've got photographs of me talking to high schoolers, to a huge auditorium full of people, on one of my speaking engagements, and radio interviews and some podcast interviews. So that's probably the best way to get a hold of me.
Awesome. Good to hear. So everybody, let's thank Erik for appearing on RNU. Check him out on his website that he mentioned. Please invite him onto your podcast as well as mine. And everybody, we'll see you next week for the next episode of RNU.